Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, this is a first for the Napoleonic Wargaming. We actually are having an interview. Actually, someone's agreed to talk with me, so that's pretty good. And here is my face on camera. For those of you who are wondering, we've been talking about how we've had to hide our waifu pillows and our big busty anime girls from the bookcase. So I'll just to quickly make sure I've done that. Yeah, I have done that. So that's all good. But I am very kindly joined by Stewart Crichton from the ACVC Wargamers. And the reason why I wanted to talk to Stuart today is he and his group are putting on a large game. It's called Saturday Night Leipzig. And I thought it was something that I as a channel, would like to promote. I'll certainly be there. And I thought it might be something that you guys would be interested in hearing about. So can we say hello to Stuart?
Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
So, what I thought we start off with is just a quick background of who Stuart is, what the Wargaming club that's putting on this show is. So Stuart, I understand that you've been in the hobby for some time.
Yeah, so I started off with Games Workshop, like many of us do, way back in the day. Best friend got me some stuff for a birthday, and I've been in the pit of hobby ever since then. I've always been a bit of a history.
Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, I've always been a bit of a history geek, so I naturally moved on from doing sci-fi stuff, which I still do, to doing historical stuff as well.
Okay, so what's the best chapter? That's the most important question to start off with.
Well, I'm actually more of an Imperial Guard fan. I like the regular humans.
Fair enough. Best regiment?
Best regiment, definitely got to be the Steel Legion or the Tanith First and Only.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm a Vostroyan guy myself, but
Vostroyans are very cool. Obviously,
both
they
very good
look the part.
choices. And so I understand that the event you're putting on is on behalf of a charity. So what's the situation there?
So it's a charity based in Glasgow called the ACVC Hub, Alan Clark's Veteran Craftsman. It's a safe space for veterans who suffer from mental health conditions, PTSD and the like, to go and do arts and crafts, to do model making, painting, pottery, to just kind of socialize and chill out somewhere where they're comfortable, where they're made to feel welcome, and where they can kind of relax and be themselves.
So it's not just wargaming. There's other events that go on
There's
there as well.
all sorts of stuff. Yeah, the wargaming is actually something that's come about by us local Glaswegian wargamers getting involved with the hub itself. We tried to put on a couple of big Napoleonic games every year or two after Tony Pollard's famous The Great Game, which I believe you were there.
I was, yes, yeah, I was
Yes,
not
so,
attacking Hougoumont, despite reports that I was.
No, I was actually defending the orchard of Hougoumont with Maitland's Brigade of Guards that weekend. That was a great time. But me and my boss and friend, Stephen Howe, who is one of the trustees of the charity, had tried to put on Napoleonic games every year or two. And we spoke to Alan Clark, the veteran who actually runs the charity. He used to come into our shop a lot to get stuff for his veterans and his model making stuff. And he offered to let us use his space rather than us having to find an expensive venue to host our games. We could use his space if we paid for the time that we used, so we could host our games there. It started off, again, once or twice a year. We were going to use it, and it ended up we started a weekly wargaming club on Wednesday evenings called the ACVC Wargaming Fellowship. And now to try and sort of pay back his generosity of letting us use his space and rubbing shoulders with the veterans, we try and earn money for him wherever we can.
Fantastic. So what events have you had on in the past?
So we've actually had all sorts. Our first big one was just a sort of generic, can't believe it's not Leipzig style game with lots of Napoleonics. We started up our club and we started trying to do proper events. The first big one we got around to was the Big Borodino Bash in 2023. We'd been inspired by one of our members to do a Russian army, and then we thought we could do lots of Russians with Barnyard Prince, a guy who sponsors us, and he made us loads and loads of Russians, Whites and Woods miniatures, did us loads of Russian minis as well. We painted up an army. We played a massive game over a weekend where we had literally hundreds of figures. There was 17 of us playing that weekend. And then afterwards, we had a big auction where we sold everything off to raise money for the hub as well. Every penny went back to them. And because we love our maps, we kept it going. So we would play maybe a single big game every 6 months based on what happened after Borodino.
Okay.
We got round to playing Lautzen and Bautzen. We played Katzbach. A couple of months back, we did Dresden as a
Okay.
kind of a warm up to this, to get people who maybe didn't know as much about the games up to speed, and just to keep our hand in. So we did Destination Dresden, and now we have to do the Battle of the Nations.
Fantastic. So it's almost an ongoing campaign, you would say?
Kind of, yeah. We've every game we've had has sort of followed on from what we've done. So far, history has quite oddly followed what happened.
Okay.
There has been the odd kind of closer battle that's maybe been more of a toss-up than it was originally. But yeah, so far history's not really been broken. Borodino was a Russian victory, but there was still enough stuff left that if we'd played on, it could have gone either way.
All right. Okay. I hope General Rejewski acquitted himself well. He's one of my favorite
The
Napoleonic figures.
Well, all the Russians did very well. The Poles did very well. The French did not acquit themselves as well as they could have, unfortunately.
So the perfect outcome is what I'm hearing. So that's fantastic. And what is it that that made you focus on Leipzig? Obviously, you're going through the campaign, but the battle seems to be getting larger and larger. And was the final idea to do Leipzig, or is this just the next one on the road?
So there's a group of us have started sort of working together. Mark Patterson, Martin McBride, and myself, who kind of did a lot of work for Borodino. We just wanted to keep it going, and big battles mean you can have lots of models from lots of different factions. Lots of different nations are present, and Leipzig just lets you have lots of players. We play our games over multiple tables that are all interconnected, so you can move between them. So I'm talking with my hands. And it just gives everybody that bit of fun of getting involved, and it doesn't all have to just be red coats and French. We've got a lot of players in our hub that do bolt action. They do 15 mil Cold War stuff, so they're used to having a variety of things to play with.
Mm.
This lets them get involved with stuff that's maybe more than just British and French. They've ran lots of cool events in the hub as well. We've had a bolt action tournament. We've had this weekend coming. We've got a fun bolt action Normandy thing that's not so much a tournament; it's more a narrative game. And we want to persuade those guys to come and join us too. So doing something like Leipzig just opens up all those avenues.
Fantastic. Well, that was a next question I had. Really, was what's the skill level or the experience level that you're looking for from players for this game?
We will happily accept anybody of any skill level. Big
All right,
Borodino back, we had folks that have been playing for years, and we had folks that it was their first big games. We do use black powder, and I know for some folks it's not their favourite Napoleonic rule set, but we found for big games with a variety of experience, black powder is the friendliest for getting games played across a day or a weekend. We do have some house rules as well that we've been using for the last 4 years that actually we think we've got down pat. They work pretty well. So we've got packs, like rules packs already to send out to the players to
Okay.
show those that know what they're doing, what's changed, and those that are just getting into it, it gives them a brief so they can get up to scratch.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Can you give me a teaser of something that would be a house rule that you guys play with?
Well, the main one is we've changed some of the movement values because,
Okay.
as we all know, black powder infantry can move very quickly. We are not blessed with the size of tables that Rick Priestley gets to play on. Our tables are usually about 6.5 foot wide. So
Right.
we've just reduced the movement a little bit so that folks aren't in each other's faces on turn one. And but they still have enough movement to practice maneuvers and trying to outflank people.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We found buildings are very tough in Black Powder because it's based around
Mhm.
the Waterloo campaign. So we've modified buildings a little bit. We have little what we call clusters of buildings. You have like a square or rectangular base with multiple buildings on it to
Yep.
represent a full village. They're
Yeah. Yeah.
not quite as tough as a fortified building, which we still have in the game. But the
Hmm.
villages, they're not quite as tough. They don't offer quite as many bonuses, but it's still better than being in the open. And we've written the rules to allow people to take a village and get kicked out of a village much easier, so they change
Right.
hands, just like they did in the German campaign.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, particularly at Leipzig, you've got and I don't
Absolutely.
know. It's certainly not one of the battles I'm most familiar with, but the southern sector with the Russian
Yes.
Imperial Guard is as I was doing the video on the Russian Guard, I studied that quite a lot. Things like University Wood and places like that, where we're changing hands backwards and forwards
Multiple
like a
times
dozen
across
times.
the 4 days, yeah. Absolutely. And it was we just found this sort of the number of games we'd played at our club, and a bit of trial and error that a fortified building's great when it needs to be there, but if every single building in the battlefield is fortified, it just it bogged things down. So we changed it up a wee bit, and so far we've not had a battle yet where it's not worked out well.
Oh, fantastic! No, that's really good. We do something similar for Under Eagles to Glory. We'll have a
Brilliant.
built-up area that it counts as a building, but it's a collection, a small village or something like that. I think that's the best way of doing it. I agree. Also,
absolutely.
you end up with a battalion fortifying a
Filling a single
two down.
cottage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So, but no, that's fantastic, and it is also my understanding. Now, this is quite an important part for me. It's my understanding that we don't need to bring any figures. Is that right?
You don't need to bring figures if you don't want to. We have been working away. We've got our volunteers in the background painting up minis. Part of the event is we're actually doing a 24-hour paintathon, like we
Okay.
did for Borodino, where some of us are crazy enough to stay at the hub overnight, awake, painting the whole way through.
Wow. Okay.
We streamed it last time on Twitch, and we got people from different kind of hobby Twitches following us and sharing us and helping us get money. So we plan on painting a bunch of Austrian Landwehr and infantry over that. We've got volunteers very kindly painting for us. Paints on a 4-Up, for example. He's very well known in the Glasgow and Scottish Lord of the Rings community.
Mm-hmm.
He's painting away for us. So yeah, we've got a bunch of people doing things. People bringing in Glasgow, bringing their own collections and letting us use theirs. So if people want to bring models, they can, but we should have enough for people to use from our own stuff.
Fantastic. And I know that I'm going to be asked this question in the comments. Is the rocket troop going to be there?
The rocket troop is absolutely going to be there, yeah.
So that's good. That's good. I know Chris will be asking me if I didn't ask the question. So as long as we got the rocket troop, it's all good. So when's the? Do you have a date for the live for the 24-hour paintathon yet?
Yes. So it is starting at 6 p.m. ish on the 28th of June, right through to 6 p.m. ish on the 29th of June.
Okay. So people at home can. Is that going to be on Twitch again?
It should be on Twitch, yeah. On our Facebook page, we will be posting stuff up about that. I'll send you the details for the Twitch stream for that too. But we should be getting that.
I mean, the details for the Facebook page will be in the comment, in the pinned comment as well. But what is the Facebook page, just for people who are perhaps
so
wanting
the
to check
Facebook
it
page
out?
we have been running. If you search for Glasgow Napoleonic Wargaming, we should be the first thing that pops up. It's a page we've started to sort of supplement our club's page, because our club's page is for the club, but this is for folks that want to come in and do Napoleonic Wargaming with us.
Fantastic. And so I guess I probably should have started off with this rather than getting too quickly into the specifics. I'm just so excited. I want to know more about this game. But what is it that got you into Napoleonics? Now, you said obviously you've been interested in history, but you said there's guys at the club who do, I assume, Team Yankee, or they do bolt action.
Yeah, Team Yankee as
well.
What
is it about Napoleonics that floats your boat?
Yeah, it is Richard Sharp.
Right.
Yeah. I started off as reading the books, watching the TV show. I've got my 1796 pattern swords.
So yeah, very good.
It was Richard Sharp, but Napoleonics, I've got lots of books on it now. I've done lots of research. I am actually qualified historian, so not just an amateur anymore. And I love the Napoleonic period. It's one of those periods where you've got all the drama, the politics, the diplomacy. There's fights all across the world. If you include loosely the War of 1812, it's got stuff in North America. You've got Britain and France getting engaged in India, although not quite directly. You've got stuff in Egypt. It happens all over the world. It's a truly global war, and you've got people from all over Europe fighting in it.
No, that's and for me, you mentioned earlier on about how you've got people who enjoy the variety of different things. You've got so many different uniforms and different types of troops and tactics, things like that. I think that's certainly similarly to you, Richard Sharp. I'd never even heard of the Peninsular War before I've started watching Sharp.
Well, exactly. Well, obviously look at your own channel. How many awesome videos you've done on the different uniform types, the different nationalities, how you can collect an army from all these different factions. It's just, you can do whatever you want.
It really is. People say to me, "Oh, are you going to run out of things to talk about?" And okay, sometimes the block gets you, the creative block. Yeah. But realistically, no. I mean, there's no way really that you should ever run out of things to talk about.
Well, exactly.
And that's if you're just doing land battles. If we talk about the naval aspect of it as well, then although no one really seems to be that interested in the naval side of wargaming.
I think a big part of that is it's very difficult to visit a naval battlefield, whereas you can walk
True.
the ground for all the other battles. You can visit where they happened.
That is true. Actually, that is true. We're off to Waterloo in a few weeks. And I was up in
Lucky bugger.
Scotland last year. We went to where did we go? We went to Stirling, to the battlefields around there. And there's definitely something about being on a battlefield, isn't there?
Yeah.
That you just can't
being
get
able to walk
elsewhere.
the ground is
So who will you be playing in the Leipzig game? Who's your nation de jure?
Actually, the three organisers, not quite decided yet. We're kind of the floating players. We're going to wait and see how many people manage to make it. So for example, Borodino, we had over 20 people booked, but there was a massive storm that weekend and actually hampered some people getting there. But we're going to be the floating players, and we're going to play where we have to. We're also going to be helping the folks that don't know the rules as well. I hopefully will get to play as either some Germans. I've got a big soft spot for the Germans, and I don't mind if it's Germans on the French or Allied side.
Okay.
Martin, I'm pretty sure Martin wants to do his Austrians. He's been toiling away in his Austrians. Mark is pretty happy to play as anything. He has Russians, he has Austrians, and he has French that are going to be on the table. So I think he'll be happy getting to use any of them.
Fantastic. No, that's good. And we talked about the 24-hour painting. When actually is the event? I suppose that's probably
Oh,
something
sorry, of
that
course.
I should ask.
It is the 26th and 27th of July.
Right. So I mean, it's a fair distance away yet for people to perhaps organise transport or.
Yeah, exactly.
I assume that it's quite good for accommodation and things like that in the area.
Glasgow's got there's tons of motels, hotels, travel lodges, and things like that. You get some still decent Airbnbs around here. Public transport's pretty good, and we're very lucky that the hub, it's on an industrial estate in Ibrox, right next to the football stadium. So it's beside a subway. It's beside a subway. It's just off the motorway junction, and it's got lots of its own parking as well.
Oh, fantastic! So it's easily accessible, and although it's a 2-day event, I'm right in believing there's 1-day tickets as well.
There are 1-day tickets. Yeah, we know not everybody can do the full weekend. Some people get families. A full weekend's a lot to commit to. So we've got 3 levels of tickets. We have Landwehr, which is our 1-day ticket. We have Fusilier, which is just our normal ticket, and we have our Marshall ticket, which gets you a bunch of goodies with your ticket as well.
Okay, yeah, no, I was reading out the thing and saying there's a Glaswegian surprise. Now, my mind boggles on what that could be. I say I'm looking forward to finding out. I don't know if I am or not, but I guess we'll find out on the day.
It's one of the funnier surprises and one of the less stereotypical violent surprises.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed now. I'm not going to lie, but that's okay. I wanted the full experience. But so tickets are on sale now. Is that right?
Tickets are on sale now. We've had a good uptake so far. We've got quite a few people actually have gone for the Marshall ticket, so we're having to sort out lots and lots of our nice acrylic bayonet measuring sticks.
I saw,
which is one of the goodies.
Cool.
Martin from Barnyard Prints has been doing us some nice disordered and shaken markers so we can remember what units have been absolutely obliterated. And we have some dice on the way thanks to our friends at Reaper Wargaming have helped us get some French dice with our logo on it. So
very nice. And I'm told they're guaranteed to only roll 6s. Is that right?
Guaranteed to only roll 6s if you ask nicely.
Okay, for order tests, obviously. Everything else,
of course, yes.
if you're not blundering, are you even playing black powder? That's the question.
Exactly, yeah. So the other thing about the tickets is all the tickets will cover your use of models if you want to use ours. There'll be snacks, there'll be food and drinks at the weekend available as well, provided by us. There's lots of places nearby if you want to grab some more food on your lunch breaks. There's bathroom facilities. Basically, we've got everything we need here. So you just need to bring yourselves.
I mean, it sounds to me like even if I don't know if this is an option, even if people were not able to commit, say, even a full day, is it something that people could come along maybe with their kids to watch?
Yeah,
to spectate?
absolutely. Yeah, if people want to come along and take part, they are more than welcome to turn up, give a wee donation to the hub. They don't need to buy a full ticket if they're not taking part, but a donation will always help. It is for charity after all. And then the floating players, the organisers, are more than happy to chat and talk about stuff. We do kind of little mini tours of the hub itself to tell people what it's about, what it does, and you know what? We'll find a way to get people rolling dice even if they're just visiting.
That's the Games Workshop staff, isn't it? If someone comes in, they're rolling dice, whether they like it or not. So girlfriends, wives, mums, they roll the sixes. That's how you can guarantee
They
this.
do, exactly. Dice monkeys are always handy.
General Dan's son is just. I refuse to play against General Dan if his son's rolling the dice. He can roll my dice, but he's not rolling General Dan's dice. That's for sure.
Well, I'm the other end of the spectrum. Unfortunately, I am cursed. I am known as Stewart Dice. My luck is known around Glasgow, so it's always one.
I'll be on your side then. That's good. We'll sort it out after the show. But
Absolutely.
But yeah, no. Well, I mean, thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome.
There's not really much else to say. I don't think, because I think it's going to be one of those things that the enjoyment's going to be in either taking part, or obviously not everyone's going to be able to. But is the actual game itself going to be streamed?
That's something we're potentially looking into. It's just about finding decent equipment to do it with, and finding someone who'd be willing to help us out doing it. They'd miss out on playing in some of the game. But one of our bolt action games that we played, one of the guys did a time lapse video of it throughout the day. So we're also thinking of maybe doing something like that, doing a couple of time lapses across the day that people can then watch back the time lapses.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that'll be. I mean, who was at the Great Game watched back and tried to find themselves on the various videos?
Yeah.
So I know I have. I'm going, oh god.
I had a shackle on for most of the weekend, so I'm quite easy to spot.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it was. I mean, that was obviously quite a few years ago now, wasn't it? I think
6 years this month.
Wow, blimey, yeah. So it's nice to see that people like yourself are taking that mantle on and moving it forward. And it's always great to see enthusiasm around Napoleonic gaming in particular. Although any wargaming really. So,
yeah.
But yeah, well, I just want to say thank you very much for coming on the channel, Stuart.
Thank you for helping us promote
it. Just before we go, just give me the dates again.
So it is the 26th and 27th of July for the big game itself.
Yep.
For the paintathon, it's the month before. It's the 28th and 29th of June. So we've got a month. So that's the 1 month left gap. And for anybody who can't make it but would maybe like to help out, we do have a Just Giving as well. A couple of quid from anybody that wants to help is more than appreciated. So
okay, and we'll put the details for all of these, the charity page, the link for the tickets, and that we'll put all that in the comments down below. But yeah, no, thank you so much for joining me, Stuart, and I will see you in July, if not before, for rolling some dice to blunder my guard out of University Wood, or to blunder my French to the wrong side of the river, or doing something, I'm sure. So,
it's going to be great fun. Can't wait.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. Well, thanks again. And yeah, if you're interested in the Leipzig game, then jump into the comments and click on the links there, or anything else. If you want to just donate or just see what's going on in the ACVC club, then all the details down below. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Stuart. And I'll see you guys next time.